The cameraman who filmed these pictures arrived on the scene so quickly that the fires inside the house were still burning, and contrary to the American version, a good part of it was still standing. There were bullet holes everywhere, and when the cameraman went inside the house, you can see bullet marks on the walls as well. This seems to have been the room where, in the story which the local people and the Iraqi police told, the 11 members of the family were killed. We've obscured some of the details of the bodies because they're too unpleasant to show plainly. It doesn't necessarily look from these pictures as though they'd been shot at close range, though, as local people suggested. In fact, we can't show any more of these pictures, they're too dreadful. But looking at the bodies of the young children, the babies, it does look very much as though they've died from bullet wounds, not at all from being crushed by a building, as the American version says. All this happened in the town of Ishaqi, 60 miles north of Baghdad. The raid began after a tip-off that an Al-Qaeda supporter was visiting the house. American troops and helicopters arrived, and a firefight apparently started. The Americans say the building collapsed under heavy fire, and 4 bodies were found in the rubble. But the Iraqi police version is very different. They say the Americans entered the house while it was still standing and killed all 11 people, including the 3 children. Only then was the house destroyed. A police officer at the hospital where the bodies were taken said all of them, from the 75-year-old grandmother to the 6-month-old baby, had bullet wounds to the head and stomach. They were killed first, then bombed, he said. American military sources say this is one of 3 or 4 cases they're investigating. Their line is quite clear.
The coalition does not, and it will not, tolerate any unethical or criminal behavior. Any allegations of such activities will be fully investigated, and any members found to have committed these violations will be held accountable.
Still, Iraqi civilians are killed with great frequency. Yesterday in Samara, American soldiers shot and killed a heavily pregnant woman and her mother. She'd gone into labour and was being rushed to hospital by car. The driver got in the wrong lane at a checkpoint.